Hi, episode 26. You got me, Al, your co-host or your host. You got Razor, co-host.
Yo,
Brad's
what's
out
going
this
on?
week. And we have a special guest. We have Tapes. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. How are y'all?
We're good, man. It's end of the night for us, and we're just ready to talk some metal, man. How you doing?
Man, I was just actually recording guitar not too long ago for y'all
Oh, sick,
Oh
man.
shit! Yeah.
That's
called me.
sick. So
Yeah.
you have a project called Torn in Two, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Cool,
I was
cool.
actually just working on that. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
as far as that goes, like what kind of metal is it that you're making it as far as like subgenre?
If I had to pick, it'd be like death metal, kind of like
Okay,
gate creeper, like at least like
fuck yeah.
guitar tone wise. Yeah, something like that. Something like kind of groovy, kind of like Sango Sugo Bug meets Gate Creeper, something like that.
Oh,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
that's sick. That's sick. Two of
Yeah.
my favorite modern metal bands right there. So that definitely, especially how you said the tone of Gate Creeper. That's one of the things that really draws me to them. Is I think Eric and the other gentleman they've got a really unmessable tone. And sometimes the riffs are just they're so simple, but like they make sense, and I love that about that band.
Yeah. Izzy's also the guitarist, and
Izzy, okay, yeah, that's his name.
he's also in a band called Judiciary. They're really sick too. They're
Oh
fucking
hell yeah!
dope.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know he was part of Judiciary. That's sick.
Yeah,
That
yeah, he
explains
is.
that tone right there.
Yeah, he's fucking
Absolutely.
dope. Yeah, man. Shouts to Izzy.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The way we I found out met you now is through Razor because you guys met up at Skankfest.
Yeah.
That
Tell me
was
about that weekend, man.
so. Dude, that was like the funnest weekend I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh,
That was so
hands
fun.
down, man. It was honestly fucking the most fun I've ever had, and I went by myself. I was like, you know what?
Oh,
Fuck
you
it.
did?
I'm
Wow.
gonna go by
I did
myself.
too, but I was staying with friends that lived there. My dad used to
Okay.
live in Henderson, which is like 20 minutes away from
Yeah, my mom used to live
where
there.
everything was. Oh, cool,
Yeah,
cool. That's cool.
yeah. She lives. So I was staying at her house, and she lives.
Oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, she lives maybe 50. It was like 15-minute Uber, from the venue. So I looked out there. I
Yeah.
was like, look, I got a place to stay. I'm gonna fucking hit this. I don't care. This is
That's
once in a
really
lifetime.
cool.
And they
Yeah,
the
that's really cool.
yeah, and the fucking they did not disappoint. Skankfest was a fucking hit all 3 days.
Dude, yeah, it's so random how I got there too because I did the if anyone knows or follows comedy, I did the Krakamiko his last music video because I do
Yeah.
videography.
Sick.
I also do videography work too. I did his last music video when him, Lewis, and Aaron Berg were in Jackson, Florida back in like August.
Such a
I
great
drove down
video
there.
too. It was hilarious.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was the whole point. It was to make it funny and step it up from because he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
all of the music videos himself in his house
Okay.
yeah. So I
before the
follow
one
I follow
before the one we did.
yeah, I follow all that shit way too closely, more closely than somebody should. So yeah, I saw
Yeah,
like basically like the birth of Crack of Miko on the Real Ass podcast, and I was
yeah, it was really
just
same. It was actually really fun.
yeah, talking, and you know what, talking to you. So the way that I actually met you, we were waiting for, maybe it was the Skanks. They're about to go on, and
I
you
think
were
yeah. What
sitting.
day was that?
It
What
might have
day did
been
we
it
meet?
might have been the second day, maybe.
So the
We
I
were
think
Saturday.
it
either
was
yeah,
Friday or
either
Friday. No,
or
because
Friday. It might have been Friday.
I got there Thursday because he had a before.
Okay.
So I got there Thursday because he had like a set on Thursday night. That's
Yeah.
when like Dana White was there. He showed up, fucking, No, it was Everlast did a set that night too, and it was just like
Yeah.
Okay.
it was like a pre-party
Dana White
thing.
was
But yeah,
there with
I
Nate
guess
Diaz
we met
watching
up
that
right.
shit.
Dude, it was so crazy. Yeah, I think we met up right before a Skanks taping. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically
It
we
was
were in
like
the
me,
crowd.
you, and that and yeah, and that guy with the he had a huge battle vest on with like a bunch of patches.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
sick.
that. But also was the dude in the 200 stab wound shorts. So what caught my
Yeah, that's
attention?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what caught my attention is I heard you say, "Oh, those are sick 200 stab wound shorts," and I turn around and I see his shorts, and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy fucking has some 200 shorts on right now." And then I look up at you, and you have an undeath shirt on. I was like, "Dude, I
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
love your shirt." Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
It was so dope. Like, yeah, linking
Yeah,
up
I,
with
I
you and
was
stuff.
I was definitely yeah, I'm a giant metal nerd, so I was like, you know what, I'll fucking intrude on this conversation. I gotta compliment them on their
That's the
threads
one thing I
because
love about metal fans is that like once they hear that like oh there's Megalfoot, they'll put their little ear out and they'll be like,
yeah.
it's just like oh what y'all talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of peep in.
well,
Yeah.
that's what I love about like that's something our goal is we like to spread the metal love, and that's one of my favorite things is going out in public wearing a weird metal shirt, and the one
Mm-hmm.
off that like somebody notices or is like what is that, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're like oh you fell for the trap. uh
Yeah.
that's so fun. Like I recently said I went and did some like went to Universal Studios with my girl, my mom, and my sister,
Nice.
and I wore a Gate
Nice.
Creeper shirt there.
Hell
And
yeah.
at some point, I see a guy and he's wearing a Cryptopsy None So Vile shirt. And me and
Oh
him
shit.
made like eye contact, but he was with his girl too. And we kind of just nodded. It's like, oh, yeah, you
That's
know what's
dope.
up, man. You know what's going on.
Yeah, he knew he looked up, all he had to do was make eye contact. That was it.
So
Yeah.
hearing that a guy is at Skankfest wearing an Undeath shirt and somebody probably saw that and was like, what is that? That's winning, man. That's winning for
Dude,
the metal community.
you know what? And just walking around there, I was so surprised at how many metal shirts I did see because
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah.
yeah, a huge metal scene at Skankfest showing up. Shout out to Skankfest.
Yeah, Skankfest had a good eclectic bunch of people. It was and some of the stuff that they did outside was free. All the Ellis Mania stuff was free. That was
Oh,
free to
that's
the
Yeah,
sick.
public.
they did it
Yeah,
right in the middle of Fremont Street, basically, uh, and
yeah.
yeah, everybody could watch it. It was cool as hell. But
Hmm.
hey, I had a question. So I remember you telling me while we were there that you actually you're not just a photographer and cinematographer. You because you were taking pictures of them on stage while we were there.
Yeah, I took some Polaroids. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was you told me that you work for a comedian, right? Mike Racine?
Yeah, I edit clips for him.
Yeah.
Shouts to him. I and his podcast Out for Smokes. I edit for his podcast. I also edit for some other stuff every now and then, but him consistently. Yeah, I edit for him.
Oh, that's dope. How did that end up coming along? Was it like
Um, him and Adam Friedland
mhm.
came here almost a year ago. Back in like November, and they had a show here in Atlanta, and I do a lot of like I said, like I do like a lot of live video stuff. Like if there's I do a lot of stuff for like bands too.
Yeah.
Like if you need your set just shot, for free, oh
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
list or whatever. And I'll come through, shoot some
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
But if you want, I'll try to work some like if you give me some cash or some merch or whatever, I'll make like a little video for you to post on like
Yeah,
social
hell
media
yeah,
and stuff
that's
like that.
dope.
And I was just like, oh, they're in town. Let me harass them as I do.
Hey, you gotta do it some
And
way,
then
right?
I was like, hey, do you guys need someone to film your set? What's up? I'm free. And he responded and he followed back, and it was just a relationship that started from that, from
Oh,
fucking
hell yeah.
Twitter. Yeah.
That's super sick, man.
It's
Yeah.
cool to hear that somebody like that, because Mike, he's a killer. He's a great stand-up
Dude,
comedian.
he is so fucking funny, man.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
It's so funny because I used to watch a lot of Conan, and I was just like, is this dude really like talking to me right now?
You're like, holy
It's
shit, I seen this guy on TV.
yeah. Now I have his phone number. I'm asking him to send me like clips and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm picking up my son and dealing with my wife." I'm like, "Oh, it's all good, dude."
Hey, do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
How
that's
how
actually
did you
fucking
get
fun.
into photography and like videography?
Well, I was doing radio stuff at college, and then I just kind of saw the end with that. It was all like corporate. I was just like,
Mm,
I wanted to do music too. And I was like, this is not really, because I saw like podcasting, kind of like, oh, okay, this is definitely like gonna kill radio eventually. It's just long
which it
form,
has.
and you don't. Yeah. And I was thinking about this in like 2012. I was just like, oh shit, might as well just get back into trying to do film, and then I just kind of stuck with it.
That's
Yeah.
sick. I mean, especially doing that,
Yeah.
music videos and then recording band sets. Like that sounds like fun. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound like annoying
Doesn't
work,
sound
I
like
guess.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be if you don't have a lot of direction, and some people are difficult to work with. Then it is work.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Makes total
Yeah,
sense right
yeah.
there. If somebody's an asshole,
And
you're just like, yeah, this doesn't make it fun.
especially if you don't get enough footage the first time around, like if somebody is too stiff and kind of nervous when they're shooting, when even if there's like a crowd around them, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, just who gives a fuck? Just shoot. Let's just like this is all about you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you're like, just
let's
don't
not
even
worry
think about it being
about
here.
that, because people are gonna be like, oh man, were you? I saw them shooting the other day, and I thought they were fucking playing around.
This is very
There
true.
is sometimes I have to deal with that, but sometimes there are professional people that are just like, damn, all right, that was a good take, fuck yeah.
Oh,
I
that
just
makes
shot
sense.
my first metal band music video last weekend for a
Ah,
band
that's
Oh, no
called
exciting,
shit.
man.
What?
Crypt.
Crypt.
Crip.
Okay, nice. Are they a local band to your scene?
Yeah, Crypt. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I'll have to
Yeah, they're
check them
from
out.
Augusta, Georgia. That's like 2 hours away from me. Yeah, they're pretty dope.
Sick. What
They
is
have
the scene like in your area?
Terminus Hate City does a lot of the local stuff. They have this place called the Catacombs. They do a lot of like house stuff. Do a lot of punk stuff there too, like crust punk. But a lot of metal stuff. I've seen a lot of metal bands there in terms of like local stuff. Um, the Masquerade has a lot of stuff there. Boggs. It just all depends. You gotta be like tapped in, because it's all those venues kind of like change in terms of like what they play, in
Okay.
terms of like what
Yeah.
what 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 night it is, because some venues like 529 here, they dude, even the fucking like house, like house music and the rap shows sounded like punk shows. They just their sound was just fucking awful. And then like over the past couple of years, they've gotten like better sound system. Like everything sounds fucking badass. They have a
Okay,
really
that's
good venue
dope.
sound system now. hmm
Okay.
It's just been
It's
crazy since the pandemic because a lot of venues closed down because of that,
yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lot of venues had to like rebrand themselves out of that. Sometimes they would be like the metal only club, and then like pandemic hit, and then they would be like only house and rap. And that's
Okay.
Okay,
just
and
because
they
of the
all kind of
demographic
blended
now and shit like
after.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Some venues like closed down, some kind of like rebranded, some kind of like stayed the same. It's just like you just gotta be tapped in on like what's in that night. But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
uh,
that totally
but
makes sense.
this past year, everything's been kind of like on the uptick, I'd say.
Oh, I definitely agree. Like for us, we don't really have a scene in our area. We have to
Yeah.
travel
Where are
because
y'all at?
we're in the Central Valley of California. So
We're like dead smack in
yeah,
the middle. We're
we're
in the farm town.
our scenes, we're
Oh,
an
okay.
hour and a half away from the Bay Area, and then we're about an hour and 20
Oh,
away
okay. I
from
think
Sacramento.
oh damn, okay. Yeah, I think I have some friends that are in the beat scene. My friend 89's his name's Frankie. He used to live out there. I think he lives out in the Bay Area now.
Okay,
Yeah.
But he was saying like, yeah, he just like I guess I just like I always forget how fucking big California is and how
huge.
spread out. Kind of like Texas, it's just spread out. You have to have a vehicle for
Yeah,
to get
Oh
get
yeah.
definitely
get the spots and stuff. Yeah,
We're five
for
and a
real.
half,
Damn.
6 hours from
from
LA.
LA. And you know what? Like we're fortunate though, because our scenes are pretty thriving. Like the Sacramento scene seems like every time a show.
The
Well,
San
I'm
Jose
getting to
scene
that.
as well.
The Sacramento scene. Every time we go there, it's sold out. It's like every show since the pandemic ends up being sold out in the
Mhm.
Sacramento area, and then the Bay Area. Like it's just it's there's so many people there, so it's always a popping scene. uh we just went to Knock Loose and Tsunami, which
Oh,
that
nice.
was in Berkeley, and that was such a killer show. And Tsunami,
Fucking,
that
they
they're
rocked
from
it.
the Bay Area, so it was a
Yep.
hometown show for them. And really, that I feel like that's one of our first experiences, like seeing uh a smaller local band kind of get like a big shot like that, because they're playing a 1,500 cap venue with Knock Loose, and they knocked
Wow.
it out of the park. And they're cool because they're like hardcore, but they have slam riffs and beat downs in it,
Right.
so it's
Right.
super dope, man. It was I'm I'm disappointed we're so far, like kind of far away from these scenes, but like it's cool going because they're definitely, I would say, thriving in our area.
That's dope. At
Yeah, yeah.
least you at,
Hey,
le- at least you have access to like a wide range of stuff. For us,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like it's just the same old spots. It's just you just gotta tap into the calendar, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, so speaking of we're back on music. How'd you start Torn in Two? Like I know that it's is it a solo project or is there somebody else in it? Because I was checking it out and yeah, I mean it seems like your little project, you know?
Yeah, it's just a little project. I don't really know too many drummers and bassists out here. Well, I did when I was living in Washington. I used to live in Washington State a lot
okay.
Okay.
for most of my life. Then I moved up down to Georgia like 2012. I've been living here ever since.
Okay.
Okay.
There's some people that I've met, but it's just like they're not as consistent. And I've just been like, well, I just want to get the shit out. I just want to, because like I said, I'm an artist. I make beats. I make drum and bass stuff. I'm starting to make house stuff. I love death metal. I love black metal. Like, I just want to get it out. I don't want to fucking wait on That's one thing I hated about bands and stuff. Like, I want to make like a post-rock band, but then I have to wait on like, 5, 6 other people.
Yeah. Well, you know what's it's so cool that there are alternatives to make like solo projects like
Mhm.
this black metal artist Black Braid.
Black Braid.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
So
like a
sick.
Native American inspired black metal, and it's the single dude, and
Well,
it's
he's
so
got a
cool
band
that
now.
or
He,
now
yeah.
he does, but it started as a single project and he was able to put it together, by himself. There was this he had a vision and he was able to do it just with these programs, which is so cool, like you weren't
That's
able to
cool.
do that in the past.
Yeah, or it would be really, really fucking hard. You would have to
Yeah.
spend a lot of money. I remember when Devin Townsend did the Ziltoid album. I was like, "What drums did he use for that?" And I was trying to do that like Easy Drummer and stuff. And I was like, "It's just hard. I don't know how to fucking. I don't know how to do none of that shit."
This is way too fucking much.
Hmm.
Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, that's dope as fuck though that you started something, and you ultimately have a vision that you're going to be able to put together without having to have somebody else's input in there. It's your vision, which is dope as fuck.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just like. I wanted to get it out. I want to. If there's more people who are wanting to like help be a part of it, that'd be sick. It's
Mhm.
just like I just want to get it out. I want to make like a bunch of stuff. I just want to make shit. I want
I
to make
feel
Yeah.
you.
movies. I want to make like my own version of Gillian Keeves. Like I want to make movies. I want to make like death metal. I just want to make music. I just want to make shit, man.
Yeah,
I
you want
feel
to
you.
make shit. You want to stay busy. Yeah, that's
Yeah, a lot of shit is fucking boring now. A
yeah.
lot, or it's just like regurgitated nonsense. I just want to do a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, that
You know,
makes total sense.
and I feel you like wanting to create because I've been a metal lover for a number of years now, and
Hmm.
that's like why I wanted to start this podcast is because like I love metal, and I like
Right,
I didn't want to be just a consumer anymore. Like I wanted to like I guess add to the scene or whatever, and even
right, right.
like starting this and like talking to some of the really cool people that we've got to like it's gotten me to pick up my guitar, and I'm like I'm just trying to noodle around a little because ultimately
Right.
I think it'd be pretty dope to like put out a little like one man solo fucking black metal project that sounds like shit, you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah,
sounds fun to me.
you could literally do that with what I'm doing. I found a lot of like people that I'll look up to for like gear reviews. They'll post gems on their YouTube channel. Like if you want free VST or impulse responses for your guitar stuff, like they'll put that in the description. I'll use those and just run my pedal board into my little DI box. That's what I do.
Okay.
And then I use Ugratone for my drums because they have a bunch of MIDI packs like already made. Like they'll have like something that's like gent. It's like they'll
Okay.
have like a bunch of grooves that are very genty, and then they'll have a black metal anthology, and they'll have like different like fills or like styles or blast beats different, and they'll have like different like five like 6 or 7 like different versions of those like
Okay.
things. Yeah, and like different tempos and stuff, and you can like change the tempo. It's really really cool. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I use for drums. I'm not sure who I sent the only song I had until my computer crashed last week.
Mhm.
My fucking Mac crashed last week.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's a bitch right there.
yeah, I lost everything. It
Ah,
sucked.
well, now
It
you just
is.
got to
It is.
create
It is what
more.
it is. Yeah, yeah. It's fresh start. It is what it is. Yeah. I did everything through them. Just making drum patterns, then writing riffs, and then making the bass.
Okay.
I still haven't figured out what I want to do for vocals yet or not. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So
I've just been busy and stuff.
you do vocals as well, because that's something.
Uh, like alone in my car, and I was really like obsessed with like Frank Mullen.
Okay. Some suffo.
I
Yeah.
was like really like
Love
when I
suffo.
was like 18 to like 23. That's when I was like, yeah, dude, Frank Mullen is the way. I was
He's
just like, yeah, dude, this is the shit. And then I just stopped. I was kind of like, yeah, this kind of hurts. It was probably because I quit smoking cigarettes too,
yeah, it
Okay.
does help. It does help.
and
That's a real thing.
drinking a lot. Yeah, I just kind of like quit all that around that time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's what's always like I've loved about metal is like the different types of voices you have. Like you're right, Frank Mullen
Oh, dude,
is like
yeah.
that's the very first brutal death metal voice. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
like they're so much different than like that first wave of like Obituary, Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse. You know the Florida
Yeah.
based bands, and they had a completely different sound.
Yeah, dude, if you even listen to like Breeding the Spawn, like that album, it's not recorded right. It sounds awful, but the riffs and the vocals and like the production value is just like chef's kiss, dude. Fucking love that
it's
shit.
fucking perfect.
I love that about metal sometimes too, where like you saying that I just listened to this album by a band called Morbific. The album's called Squirm Beyond the Mortal Realm. They're a Finnish death metal band,
Sick.
and it's really good, but the production is not good at all. There's some guitar tones where you're like,
Oh yeah.
this could be
I feel like
better.
man, I feel
But
like that
sometimes like
that
you
is
need
such
that,
a
you know?
yeah. I feel like sometimes that can be a bummer. It would just be like, oh, dude, if it was just like just a tiny bit better, or
Yeah,
like
just
or
amp
if,
up the
yeah,
production just a
Yeah, because
smidge.
like I think that sometimes that's good to have like an album this year that came out that I enjoy that I think like the
mm,
production isn't perfect, but I think it's good for that album is a band
yeah,
called Vomit Forth, the
Yeah,
album Seething
Vomit Force is dope.
Malevolence.
Yep.
Like I like the way the production is on that album, and I
Hmm.
even we had Kane, their singer, on, and he said that was like one thing a lot of people
intentional.
like a
It
lot of
was
people didn't really like or care about with it, and like I thought that's what made it
Sure.
perfect. So it's funny how like the perception of that in metal, you know what I mean? Even think about like black metal. Sometimes I'll hear like an
Yeah.
album that's popping off and I'm like uh,
Black metal is very subjective when it comes to
very, man.
production, though.
and
It's like
and you
some people like the shitty quality, some people don't.
and you know what? That's totally true because me and Al actually have had this conversation a lot recently because
Mm,
I hadn't gave black metal a huge chance in the past.
sure,
So I
sure.
finally started getting into it, and I find that like with death metal, I do kind of like that not the perfect like crisp production, but it's like a happy medium like Vomit Forth. But I've
Right.
noticed with black metal, I love that crisp production. Like I listened to what really got me into it. We had this band on called Viserion, and they
Nice.
had this really crisp sounding black metal album that I
Right.
fucking really dug, and I was like, oh, okay, so
Right.
with black metal, when it comes to production, I like that clean sounding, but you know,
That's
everybody,
really funny. That's really funny
yeah,
to
yeah.
hear that. That's
Yeah,
really funny to hear
and
that.
it's I know it's kind of like an oxymoron because usually it is like
Cause yeah,
yeah,
I lived in Seattle, so I could already hear some
yeah,
of the people I
yeah,
went to high school with just already turn their back on you.
Oh, and no,
Dude,
100%. That's what I'm saying. People
the
love
cult
in the
kids,
black metal.
the cult mentality, man. With
Yeah.
like, if it's not grim with all caps, and the I is a number one, then I don't want it.
If it's not recorded in the middle of a fucking forest on a
Yeah, if it doesn't make me
fucking
want to
iPhone.
if it doesn't make me want to rape my own eyes with a sword, I don't want to I don't even want
Yeah.
to entertain
Yeah,
it.
and I've noticed that, like, everybody does have a different preference on sound, but for some reason,
Right.
when like also Black Braid, his
That's great production on that. I feel
it's
like.
great production, but it's such a. I think I like just being able to hear everything in black metal because I kind of drown myself out in it when I do listen to it. So I just try to focus on things. Well, with death
Sure.
metal, I like that grimy kind of sound, which, I mean, obviously, there's some great production in death metal, but I do hover toward that
Oh,
grimier, like,
I'm a sucker
took
for a
me
shitty
Frozen.
snare. I love
Yeah.
a
Dude,
shitty snare.
speaking of a shitty snare, what took me a long time was the ping. I gotta respect the ping now.
Okay.
The pingy snare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
what really took me like the bridge that kind of like took me over was Cody for Sangasuga. Like,
Yes.
he loves pingy snares.
That's
And
Yeah.
when I
that
said the
is
trash can snare. That's who I'm thinking about because, like, I love how, like, I see people like complain about their snare sound in particular. I'm like,
sure.
dude, that's one of my favorite
But
parts of them is that fucking snare.
We just
yeah,
had Devin on. We fucking love that band.
I was about to say, but like, yeah, if you ever listened to like Skag or
Putrid
Volcano
Stew.
or Putrid Stew, and like, he has, and I would also like to shout out the Deeds of Flesh,
Ease of
reduced to
Flesh. Yes.
they're reduced to ashes. Like, that album when they came out when I was in high school was like, all right, I could deal with the riffs, but the ping, it took me a minute for me to.
Yeah, your
But I
for
was
your
just kind
ears
of
to
like,
adjust to
oh
that.
fuck, these songs are so sick, but but now I'm just like, don't ping, I don't want it.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
with
give me
you.
that
But
ping.
then you go on like the opposite end of the spectrum where you say like 200 stab wounds. I think they have like some of the cleanest production, but it's perfect. Like
They do
they've
sound good live.
they
Yeah,
in
we've
my
seen them twice
opinion,
now.
we're gonna see them a third time this year. In my opinion, like I just haven't heard a band in a long time like tap into something that they're kind of tapping into where it's like it's very technical, but it's very primal at the same time. It's like the
Right.
perfect amount of finesse and power. And like I know they're going to be releasing new music on the 11th next month, and I cannot wait for that, man. That's going to be super sick.
Sick. I didn't know they were releasing music next month. That's dope.
Yeah, well,
I thought they were at least recording.
no, they're done.
Chill.
They're the song is gonna, I think it's called Monsters of Morbidity, something like that. And
Cool.
then Devin, when we had him on, he said that they're going to have a new song out next month as well, and they have a tentative release date for their album February 3rd next year. So that's I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
New
that's dope.
Sangui Sugabog and some new 200 within that, within a few months of each other, and I'm as happy as a
Ohio
pig and shit.
death metal popping off, man.
Yeah.
Who
Cold Stone Death Metal.
who
Yeah.
Mm.
have you gone to any shows recently? Like who've you seen?
Lately, last week I did that music video shoot with Crypt.
Okay.
Shows. I think the last one I went to was Gate Creeper. I saw them twice this year.
Me
Oh,
too.
hell yeah.
Dude, they never disappoint.
They don't.
I saw them in
hell of a band.
Atlanta, and then I saw them when I was at work in Philly at some church.
Oh, dude, no way. That's one of my
You had
dream
a chance to
venues.
go there?
The
Yeah.
church show, bro. The
Yeah,
Philadelphia First
yeah,
Unitarian
dude.
Church.
Yeah, that place was nuts. That place was nuts,
Damn.
dude.
We follow Hate 56,
Oh
the
yeah,
cinematographer,
yeah.
and he's
Sonny.
always posting. Yeah, Sonny. Shout out Sonny. He's always posting fucking sets there, and I love it. Every time I watch a video from
That
there, it's
venue
fucking
is
great.
actually really sick. That venue is really sick.
Dude, I hear too that Philly's got one of the livest scenes, so that's sick to hear. I know that because the next show we're gonna go to is Undeath, 200 Stab Wounds, Phobophilic,
Oh,
Enforced.
okay. You going on that tour? Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're actually gonna go play play at that venue that tour. So I'm like, dude, I keep hearing about it. I'm like, that's sick, man. That there's some random church in Philly who's hosting death metal shows.
That's sick as fuck. I think I'm the next show I'm going to is this festival where Mortician is headlining one day.
Okay.
I Hate God is headlining another day. And I think Benediction is doing the last day. There's a lot of black metal on that bill. Mass Destruction Fest, that's what it is.
Mass Destruction Fest. Oh, that sounds sick.
Yeah,
3 days too.
Yeah. I think like Suitor is playing like 1349 and
1349. Oh, hell yeah.
like yeah. It's hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
1349 is dope. Didn't we get a chance to see
Yeah,
them
we
at
saw them
a
at Knotfest
festival?
in LA
Yeah,
a
at
few
Oh,
years
Knotfest.
fat
back.
fucking ass. I had a chance to see them 2009. It was like them, Rotten Sound, Suffocation, and Carcass.
What a
That's a
freaking show,
fucking
man.
lineup right there.
See,
Yeah, I think Aborted was opening too, but like
okay.
I had to miss that show.
See, I'm kicking myself because this year I really wanted to go to Psycho because Emperor was headlining one night, and that's
Oh man, I
one of
missed
my
it too.
favorite
Yeah.
bands. And then on the same night, I always butcher their name. I think it's Mgwa, MGLA. They were playing there too, and
Oh, I didn't know they were playing this dope.
yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm kicking myself over that one, but there's
Yeah, I
next
would have
year
loved
hopefully.
to see Emperor. That would have been fucking cool. See Ishan play some fucking dope ass stuff.
And they were playing in the water pit or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
No.
Water
yeah.
You
stage,
know who
wasn't it?
played there was Gatecreeper played there
Gate
actually.
Creeper played in
Yeah,
the water stage. Yeah.
That's
Gatecreeper
cool.
freaking played there, man.
That's
In the
cool.
pool.
Yeah, I really wanted to go this year. I wanted to go, but I
They
also
sold out
wanted to.
quick.
Yeah, they did. Tickets were fucking really expensive.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
They were, man. They absolutely were. And then really, man, I think we're cool to wrap it up. Just as far as like, if somebody were coming to you and was like, hey, like, teach me about metal, what are 3 albums that you'd be like, here, try this shit out?
Hmm. Well, if you want to start them off, I'd say Injustice for All.
Hell yeah.
Just
Can't go
for
wrong.
in terms of like production value. Like this is what everything can sound, but you gotta think about the lack of bass.
My
3
favorite
albums.
riff of all time, Harvester of Sorrow.
Yeah, like those are fucking good.
In my early metal ventures, I used to think it was called the Officer of Sorrow. So that's a fun little fact.
I used to think I used to think Fell on Black Days was Fei Long Black Days when I was a kid, which sounds even
so
cooler. Which sounds even
yeah,
cooler
it
when you think
really
about
does.
Yeah. more like fancy, more artsy.
Number 2, probably Effigy of Forgotten or Pierce from Within. You could pick either one. Those
I'm
are
with you.
equally as good in terms of like production value.
Love Pierced, bro. That's one that comes
Okay,
in rotation.
I'm probably more towards like lean, but like Effigy of the Forgotten, the song, like the
It's
title track,
dude. I mean,
the
that's great.
breakdown, the fucking breakdown. Doug Cerrito's such a good ass guitar player. God damn,
And
man.
Terrence.
And Terrence Hobbs, and yeah, dude. Well, they both had different drummers on both those albums. Mike Smith didn't do Pierce from Within. It was some other jazz drummer guy.
It's a
I forget his
really
name.
like good progression too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Effigies is a really really good album, but it's
Riff
like
salad.
it
Riff
goes to
salad,
like
man.
another level in my opinion to
Mm,
Pierced. It's like the
mm-hmm,
start of something, and then you're like, oh shit, okay, that's what this
mm-hmm.
is.
And then, fuck, what would be number 3? Metal? Fuck.
Hey, it could be hardcore, punk, whatever, heavy music.
Well, heavy.
He's like, that makes
Probably,
it even harder.
I would probably pick Gatekeepers Deserted.
Dude,
Fuck
love
yeah.
that album.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Love that
That
band.
album is pretty damn perfect if I had to pick.
I love
Fuck
that
yeah.
album. Like Chase is definitely someone that like I'd love to have a conversation with because he just seems like the chillest guy. But like I just love the simplicity of that band, but like it's simplicity just executed perfectly.
It scratches this primal itch, as we would say.
I would
Definitely
definitely
does.
agree with that.
Well, man, we have like your all your profiles and whatnot in the description. Do you have anything you want to plug or anything like upcoming that you want to talk about?
You just follow me on social media. Tapes is like I have everything on social media wise. If anyone's looking for stuff edited, like if you're a comedian or a metal band or stuff, you need stuff for social media. I've done stuff for like Frozen Soul and like
Fuck yeah.
just
Fucking love
easy.
Frozen Soul.
Yeah, like I've filmed for a bunch of bands. If you're a band in town or you need a music video or your sets, just holler at your boy. Like,
Hell yeah.
and I'm always looking. I'm always looking to collab with other musicians too. So if anyone's a different musician that wants to collab in some way, I would love to have anyone reach out as
Hey
well.
man. I can't play guitar yet. I'm just learning, but hey bro, if you need me to hop on the Vokes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to get some black metal fucking shrieks out.
Yeah.
I've been
I
telling this
also
guy for years.
that's yeah, man. Let's fucking set something up. I'm down. I'm always down.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
But yeah,
Well,
I really appreciate y'all taking the time to have me be on this. I really appreciate y'all.
yeah,
No, of
thank you,
course, man.
man. We
Hey, we
appreciate it.
appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you for your time and being a cool ass dude.
Yeah, dude, it was it was so fun, like meet up with you at Tvpes,
Yeah,
and
it
like
was the best weekend of my fucking life.
yeah, same. Yeah, I would really love to see what your show does in the future too. I'm already subbed too.
Hell yeah,
Hell yeah,
thank you,
man.
man.
Hey,
We want to
appreciate that.
spread the love because metal's a cool thing, and I think it could help a lot of people. And you gotta go through the journey. I've said this millions of times, but nobody really starts listening at Dying Fetus. You just
Right.
get there somehow, and
Yeah.
it's part of the journey, man. That's what's fun, and that's what we want people to go through the journey.
I agree. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Fucking
Hell
A,
yeah.
man. Hey, well, we appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah.
We
Enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Yeah, take it easy, brother.
All right, y'all. You have a good night.
All right, you
Later.
too, man. Later.
Peace, guys.